Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to tell you guys all the reasons that you should love the new Wonder Woman movie. I've actually seen it twice now in theaters since it came out, and I don't usually do that with movies, so that's saying something. The first time I saw it with my good friend who it was obvious that she was totally in love with the movie and really serious that she wanted me to see it, and she went and saw it with me, and I think it was like her third or fourth time seeing it even. And then after the movie, we talked about a lot of the reasons that there are to really love it. And some of the reasons were kind of brought to my attention from her or from articles, and then some are just kind of from my own impression of the movie. I will try to not include any spoilers in this, but it may happen, so be warned. First off, this is really your traditional superhero movie. So if you're not into those, then it's probably not your thing, but if you are, and if you do like being entertained by those crazy plot lines and humans with insane capabilities, then this is definitely your movie. There are a lot of reasons to love Wonder Woman. First off, I love that Diana, Wonder Woman, is the epitome of just a strong, capable woman. She's just the epitome of womanhood. And I say that because she's powerful and strong without having to give up any of the qualities that really characterize women. A lot in society today, you see women wanting equality, but they're basing that equality on how similar they are to men, that there's no distinction between the two. I'm sorry, I needed a snack. Anyway, I love that Diana is now this new example of a woman for our society, because her strength isn't because she needs to get revenge on the world or because she's trying to prove anything. It's purely driven by her desire to help people. It's driven by compassion. It's really for nothing more than that she feels that it is her duty to help and protect people. And I really love that. I also love that she's obviously strong, but she also isn't unattainable. I noticed some articles where they're talking about, like, hurrah, her thigh jiggled. There's the scene where she lands on her knee and her thigh jiggles, and it's like, yes, that is what would happen to a normal person. The Amazons, the woman that the Greek gods created to protect the earth, they live on Themyscira. And that's another thing I loved about it, is it's it's connected to world history, and that it's based off of actual Greek myths that at one time people truly believed. And so I just think that's great because I love history. But I loved that the Amazons were believable. Not all of the Amazons walking around were these supermodels. They were CrossFit actresses that they hired for it. They picked those kind of people. And with Wonder Woman's mom and aunt, they are beautiful women, obviously, but they're not trying to hide their age. I love that you could see their crow's feet and that they looked their age, but without trying to hide it. They were just aging gracefully. And not to say that they were old by any means. The way the people creating this movie, they could have decided to go a different route, and they didn't. And I'm so glad that they didn't, because it really added to my attachment to the movie. Oh, Other cool point, her aunt was Princess Buttercup, and I really love that. Okay, another point, and this has more to do with Gadot. I think that's how you say her name. She's Israeli and actually served 2 years in the Israeli military. So she's the real thing. In addition, not during the entire filming, but during some of the retake scenes, she was 5 months pregnant. Even more to add to the fact that she's the kind of woman that I would want to emulate. Which leads me into the next thing. Try not to talk politics, but I completely love that she's the ultimate epitome. She embodies woman power, girl power, and yet she still can coo over a baby. That's one of my favorite parts, is when she sees the baby and she's like, oh, a baby. It's just so cute. And then that she actually likes men. I love that she wasn't demeaning or looking down on men. She didn't see herself as better than them necessarily. It was just an actual working together, and each of them had different strengths, different qualities to bring to the table, and no one's was better than the others. And they weren't exactly the same, but that's where a lot of the strength came from, was in that they were equal, except for the fact that she's, basically a goddess. But they respected each other equally, and it wasn't because they were all good at the same thing, but they all had equally important things to offer each other and the world. Isn't that a nice way to put it? Also, in the movie, even when the men didn't respect her, and if you've seen it, you know what scenes I'm talking about, when the men are seeing her as being out of her place, she doesn't even realize that she's out of her place. She doesn't question that she can handle herself. She doesn't doubt it, even when a bunch of people are giving her kind of the impression that she should be. She doesn't let that faze her. Another thing that I really loved about Wonder Woman is that she doesn't necessarily save the guy. They just each do their own thing and doing the best that they can. Both of them make major impacts on the outcome, but in their own ways. And she's not saving him. Well, I guess she does at the very beginning, but not counting that. I'm talking about the big climax, the biggest conflict moment of the movie. I'm sure there was more to add. Oh, okay. I already kind of mentioned this at the beginning, but I want to say it again. I love that she wasn't acting out of revenge, or that she wasn't some super heroine, because the world had hardened her and this was all she knew to do. It was completely out of compassion and desire to help others. Something with other superhero movies that I've noticed is this complete desensitization, I'm going to use that as a word, to killing and death. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but there was one scene in particular in that. It's the scene where the whistle guy is whistling and it's killing so many people. And I know they were bad guys, but it's killing so many people on their spacecraft. And it goes on for a long time. And it's kind of this funny scene, but at the same time, it's just so many people are dying in that scene, and you don't really make that connection. Whereas for Diana, she's seen this whole world through pretty much fresh new eyes, and so you kind of see it the way she's seen it, as painful and harsh it really can be, the sadness of death and just the complete and utter despair that people are feeling, and that she feels for them, and that drives her to want to help them. And to wrap it up, I think part of the reason that this movie was so well done is because, well done especially in the message it's sending, is because it was directed by a woman. So there really was no objectification at all. There's none of the full body shots. Every scene is purposeful. Well, let me add a note to that. There is one scene where she and the dude, Steve, are talking on the boat after they're leaving Themyscira. And I just thought the conversation there was kind of weird and unnecessary to really anything in the movie. But anyway, most all of the shots were very purposeful, and I just really appreciated that. Those are my reasons, and that is my review of DC's new Wonder Woman. If you haven't seen it yet, please go see it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And this is me signing out. Bye.